How did we get here? At first, it was just a whisper from another nation. It was something everyone talked about, but never really worried about. Then entire communities were being affected. There were casualties. How many? No one was sure. Surely our leaders are monitoring the situation. They've got more information than we do. I mean, that's why they're in charge. Who or what are we supposed to believe? It had been building for weeks, and then the threat was imminent. Weeks for the leader and his advisors to come up with a battle plan, a strategy, anything. But this is our plan? Oh, come on. You see the parallels, don't you? I could be talking about COVID-19, a gunman running through a school campus, the Twin Towers crashing to the earth, or I could be talking about your life right now. The anxiety, it was so crippling that you could feel it in the air. No one was speaking. They were paralyzed in fear because there he was. His name, Goliath. Seemingly out of nowhere, he shows up and stops you dead in your tracks, larger than life, blotting out the sun and making it impossible to see a way forward. And isn't that the way it always is? We're just living our lives and they're good for the most part. Sure, we all have those ups and downs, but that crisis, that nightmare, that Goliath, it's not gonna happen to me. It's not gonna happen to us, not my family, not my marriage, not my job, not my health. Sure, the threat is out there, but I got this. How did we get here? In life, we all have Goliaths. We don't ask for them. We certainly don't like them. A Goliath doesn't care about your race, your gender, your age, or religion. When it decides it's gonna come after you, there's no changing its mind. It arrives in the form of a global pandemic, a cancer diagnosis, death of a loved one, a breakup, the threat of divorce, addiction, anxiety, job loss. And I know I'm barely scratching the surface of the form it might be taking in your life right now. We feel like we've got it all under control until like that, we realize we don't. The historical Goliath that we've all heard about was the de facto leader of the Philistine army. The dude was a 9-foot tall monster of a human, and he had issued a challenge. Send out your best to fight me one-on-one. If I lose, the Philistines will become subjects of Israel, but if I win, you belong to us. The Israelites had been prospering, but now their leader was more than out of ideas. He was scared. The Israelites, they were terrified, for this was surely the end of the world as they knew it. Life would never be the same. Sound familiar? There's no way out. There's nowhere to go. This Goliath is coming for us. It's coming for you, and you're powerless to stop it. What's so interesting is that the tendency in our minds is to focus on what's called the circle of concern. These are the things we have no control over. We can get consumed by the stress, fear, and anxiety that they bring. And when we are facing a Goliath, those feelings only grow stronger. The truth is, you might get sick. You might miss out on that promotion or lose your job altogether. Your business might close. That divorce might be filed for. We all lose loved ones. You see, in life, it's not if you have to face a Goliath, it's when. Goliath is here. So what are we gonna do about it? Do we let fear win? Do we get crippled by our anxiety? No. We might be scared. We might be anxious, but we will move forward. We have to. So let's shift our vision, our minds, our thoughts off of the circle of concern and onto the circle of control. These are the things that are in our power. How did David do it 3,400 years ago? He too was probably focused on the circle of concern as he witnessed the army of his nation and his king cower in fear. He needed something to help him shift his focus. It came in the form of the prize that the king was offering to the man who volunteered to face and defeat Goliath. It was the stuff that fuels the very best in fairy tales and epics: love, influence, and a chance to conquer everything that seemed wrong in his world and take control of his destiny and the fate of his nation. And in that moment, his mind leapt away from the circle of concern and onto the circle of control. So if I go through this, I get that? Oh yeah, I'm in. You see, like all of us, up until this moment, David was paralyzed from fear of what he couldn't control. Up until now, all he could see was the problem in front of him, the obstacle, the challenge. But now he was focused on the prescription, the reward, the cure. When he shifted his focus, he said to himself, "This may be the way things are right now, but this is not the way things are always going to be." Life was looking good just a few weeks ago, wasn't it? You were probably counting down the days to that vacation, weren't you? And now, how did we get here? Life all of a sudden is a far cry from how you want it to be. The way things are right now might be grim, terrifying, and overwhelming. Maybe for you it's an addiction that's got you pressed under its thumb. It's time for you to stop letting it control your life. It's time for you to take back the reins and seek out the help you need to start getting your life back. Is your career, your business falling apart right now through no fault of your own? Did you get laid off? Do you feel isolated or abandoned? Is your relationship with your kids strained? We have to choose not to let the Goliaths of the day shatter our world. So I challenge all of you, grab your slingshot, grab a rock. Let's be modern day Davids and charge out onto the battlefield, leaving behind all the things we cannot do a thing about. And let's sling our rocks at our Goliath and let's tell life, "You may hurt me. You may try to bring me down, but you are not going to break me." So don't quit. Don't give up. Don't let fear defeat you. We cannot control the time we live in or the circumstances we find ourselves in, but we can control what we do and who we are going to be with the time we are given. Let's sling our rocks and let's get through this.